This is Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing. You're watching Sporting Icons. You don't need to be anywhere else.
Right, so as I'm doing the live stream last night, a lot of you guys kept mentioning about the beef between Eddie Hearn and the Showtime's Stephen Espinoza. Now, prior to me going live, I'd only ever read one paragraph. I didn't quite know what it was all about too much, other than it was around this alleged $50 million offer that Wilder sent Anthony Joshua. But of course, since the live chat, I've now read it all, and as this video goes along, you guys will see plenty of it that happened. And it makes me laugh, and I don't want people to be offended by this, but it does seem that to be a Wilder fanatic or a Wilder protector, I'm not talking about his general fans, because a lot of his fans do actually have common sense, but there are a section of them who just have to lie to protect him, because they know that Wilder has been protected his entire career, never stepped up. He's had plenty of opportunities to. People got world title opportunities way before him because he just wasn't ready, such as like Derek Chisora got a world title shot, Manuel Charr got a world title shot, his own countryman Brian Jennings got a world title shot, Pianeta got a world title shot, David Haye moved up from cruiserweight and got a world title shot, but this guy didn't. In fact, he got his world title shot after beating Jason Gavin, who had 16 or 20 losses, whatever it was, on his record, and then got a world title shot with Bermane Stiverne. And he waited for Vitaly Klitschko to retire. And even when he won the belt, Shelley Finkel, his own manager, who managed not only Wilder, but also managed the Klitschkos, said, well, Wilder's still a baby, he's still a prospect. He's not ready. You see, this is the kind of fighter that you guys are protecting. These are the ones that you are showing female tendencies over. And Stephen Espinoza is falling into that bracket where he was caught out on a blatant lie. What Stephen Espinoza is saying is that the $50 million was real and that Sky Sports was going to be the broadcaster for the UK. A 3-page contract was sent and Matchroom seen it. Sky Sports were in on it. Eddie Hearn was saying it's a lie. It's a blatant lie. Now, Stephen Espinoza is either lying or he's well out the loop and he's been misinformed or he's been lied to. Okay? Because Eddie Hearn is saying, okay, well, if a contract is sent, show it. Show us the contract. Now, a lot of these Wilder fanatics, I'm sure that these guys are talking about it, and you probably know who they are because they stutter and stammer all the time. That's what they do, because their mouth is moving, but the brain just hasn't engaged yet, hasn't caught up yet. So they get caught in the lie, and they can't help but lie themselves. It's what they do. They always lie. Apparently, some security guard squirted these guys on 4 or 5 occasions, one after the other, but he didn't. He was caught on film. He squirted one time at Ness. Not anybody else, but at Ness. You see, and these people go in on it. Oh, he kept on squirting us, and he's squirting us, and his little boy got it, and it's a lie. It's a complete lie. They make up stories all the time. Why do they do it? Because they know that there are a section of people out there who will not do their own research, they will not do their own homework, and just will believe these people verbatim. They know that to be a Wilder fan, a fanatical fan, you have to have a little bit of a screw loose. You have to automatically lie to protect, because otherwise it's obvious to the entire boxing universe that this guy has been protected. And the team are just repeatedly caught in lies. But they try and spin it like Eddie Hearn's lying, even though all the facts have been shown that Joshua tried to make the fight. The 50 million was not real. Frank Warren said out of his own mouth that 50 million was coming from him and BT Sport, not Sky Sports. Frank Warren said it. So is Frank Warren lying? Is Shelley Finkel and Frank Warren in on it? But Stephen Espinoza is right. So Stephen Espinoza is saying a 2-3-page contract was sent, and then he had to retract it. He had to retract it and say, but Wilder sent the email. Yeah, first of all, Wilder, a boxer, a guy who doesn't have 50 million, a guy who is out of the ordinary for a fighter to send other ones contracts, to send them offers. That's why you have management teams. That's why you have promotional companies do it all for you. Legal teams. But Wilder sends it, a 1 paragraph, and says you've got 24 hours to accept it, the money's in the bag. No, we're not going to have a meeting. No, we're not going to discuss it. No, we're not going to show you terms. No, we're not going to send you a contract. No, we're not going to do anything. You have to accept 50 million. And AJ is like, look, listen, 50 million sounds great, but I have legal obligations to Sky, to my sponsors and all this kind of thing. So I need to know the terms. No, we're not having a meeting. That's how much they didn't want the fight. And his protectors don't talk about that. They talk about, well, $50 million come through. Why? Because they know that there are a section of people who will disbelieve them. And it doesn't matter what facts you show them, they just don't want to believe it because they can't think for themselves. They like the thought of Anthony Joshua ducking. They don't actually want the fight, but they like the thought of Joshua ducking. Because this is the only way that they could praise their guy, because he's falling down in all other obstacles. He's tripped over his own tongue, his own feet, you name it. This man should not be speaking unsupervised. But, as I said, so even in the same thing where Stephen Espinoza is blatantly lying or is being misinformed, then has to say, but Wilder sent it. First of all, why would Wilder have a contract to send? That's the first one. And second of all, he didn't send a contract. He sent one paragraph saying 50 million and you got 24 hours to accept it. That's what he said. Then Eddie Hearn says, prove it. Just prove it. Show everybody the contract that was sent. Show everybody. Prove that it was sent. Show everybody. Show the world. Stephen Espinoza backs down. Oh, I can't do that. I'm not going to do that on social media, blah, 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 blah. Well, first of all, you mentioned it. You brought it up. And second of all, it's not a legally binding contract. Nothing's been signed. So it doesn't matter. It was an offer that wasn't accepted. So you can show everybody. So again, caught in a blatant lie. Eddie Hearn just pulled down the pants of Stephen Espinoza and smacked his bare backside. As I said, to be a Wilder fanatic and a Wilder protector, you've got to keep on raking the sand. Every time Wilder walks, you've got to rake the sand after him to erase the footsteps, hoping that people missed it, people don't get it. And when these people come out with their videos and their stories to get their super chats, because you people will believe them, they don't tell you the whole story. Did they tell you that Stephen Espinoza had to retract this 2-3 page contract that was allegedly sent, that Sky Sports knew about it also, to then saying it was actually Wilder who sent this one paragraph? So it's gone from a 3-page to a 1 paragraph that Wilder sent, not Showtime, not Shady Finkel, not Al Heyman, not PBC, but Deontay Wilder sent 1 paragraph. So again, caught on a blatant lie. Blatant lie. And I said, to be a Wilder fanatic, it seems to be you can't help yourselves. You know who these people are. They stutter, they stammer, That's what they do. These people have criminal convictions. Listen, there's nothing, people in all walks of life have them, but like some of these people were selling women and children now, weren't they, at one point? And you're following these people. I heard Low Players last night saying about how one of these clowns was actually driving while doing a live stream. How dangerous is that? How dangerous is that? Not only could you kill yourself, you could kill a little child on the road. Was that super chat worth it? But to these people, it probably was. They can't help it. To be a Wilder fanatic and a channel that really supports Wilder, you have to be a little bit tapped upstairs. You have to be okay about lying because you have to protect him. Oh, don't worry, Wilder, I'll look after you. Please come on my channel for a chat. See, and permanently big him up. Lie about things. It's what they do. And Stephen Espinoza has been caught red-handed. He started this. All he had to do was keep his mouth shut. As I said, either he's lied or he's been misinformed. It's one of the two. But ultimately, he had to back down. Are the Wilder fanatics saying how Stephen Espinoza backed down? Are they saying that? Of course they're not. Of course they're not. Because they don't want you to know that bit. They only want you to know that Stephen Espinoza said that Sky Sports are going to show it and a contract was sent. That's the only bit that they want you to know. The rest of it, they don't want you to know. They don't want you to know that Eddie Hearn said, show the world the contract, show everybody. I'm okay with it. You have my permission to do this. And he backed down. A 3-page contract was sent. Turned out to be a Wilder paragraph. 50 million. Frank Warren said this with his own mouth, coming from PT Sport. So it's up to you what you believe, but you all know the truth. But it's whether or not you choose to believe it and accept it. That's the difference. If you want to believe these people keep on pumping their super chats on their channels for their blatant lying, listen, maybe you like it. Maybe you know the truth, but you just like the fact that they lie. You don't want the fight. These people don't want the fight. They just don't want it. They chastise Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua, but they keep turning up to their events, right? To get views, chasing around and laughing at Eddie Hearn's stupid little jokes. Yeah, Eddie, you're so funny. But then go on camera and start chastising. Bit two-faced, really, isn't it? Anyway, so that's what's going on. Eddie Hearn pulls down the pants of Stephen Espinoza and spanks it red raw. Drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, and of course subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.